Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us today. I am Nin Desai, and I will be your host. Is my voice clear? Perfect. Let's start with my background. I started my professional career at Merrill Lynch with their private client group. At Merrill, we manage portfolios of high net worth individuals. While it was great to trade stocks and bonds, I was always curious about how these companies went public. Thus, after business school, I joined Pacific Crest Securities. PCS is a tech-focused investment bank with a global presence focused on software, communications, semiconductors, and internet and digital media. Here are a few transactions I worked on at PCS. In 2005, IPOs were at the peak, and it was amazing to take all these companies public. But that led to another question. How do VCs know what companies to invest in and which ones to take public? Thus, I joined Alpha Capital Partners. Alpha is a generalist fund with about 135 million of assets under management. My most recent transaction at Alpha was Circon, a software as a service provider company. During my time at Alpha, I realized how inefficient the fundraising process was, not necessarily at Alpha, but in general. That's how NIN Ventures came into existence. NIN Ventures is a first of its kind technology venture capital fund to be marketed, raised, managed, and reported online. The general solicitation and general advertising under the Jobs Act and Rule 506C of the U.S. Securities Act made it possible for us to raise this fund. This rule came into effect September 23rd, and we were the first ones to go live with a website and videos about our fund. NIN Ventures also became the first venture fund to be seen on a billboard, which was followed by in-taxi ads and other social media facilitated marketing. Recently, Wealth and Finance International magazine awarded us as the best technology venture capital fund in Illinois for the Alternative Investment Awards 2015. A little bit about the fund. What is NIN Ventures Technology Fund invest in? The fund will invest in Series A and Series B round path-breaking technology companies and write a check anywhere from 1 to 5 million based on industry, sector, and stage. Our focus is primarily on financial services technology, education software, internet and digital media, mobile communication, cloud computing, 3D printing, and other path-breaking sectors within the United States. Let's start with the basic question. Why venture capital? Historically, if you look at U.S. Venture Capital Index and S&P 500, you will notice U.S. Venture Capital Index tends to outperform the S&P 500. And not only that, they have an inverse correlationship. So what does that mean? For example, your traditional portfolio consists of 70% stocks, 20% bonds, 10% money market investment. With addition of venture capital, your portfolio can now be 60% stocks, 20% bonds, 10% money market, and 10% venture capital investment. The addition of venture capital will not only help you diversify your investment, it will help you mitigate the risk given the inverse correlationship between S&P 500 and U.S. Venture Capital Index. Let's take a look at Harvard and Yale's portfolio. For example, Harvard and Yale are the biggest and the best performing endowment funds in the United States. Their long-term approach and investments in alternatives, for example, venture capital, allow them to achieve true diversification and help mitigate the risk involved in having only a stock and bond portfolio. With NIN.VC, you too can now invest like Harvard and Yale. So why venture capital, and what is our strategy? Our strategy is to invest in early to growth stage path-breaking technology-focused companies. From 2002 to 2012, technology investments have dominated the venture capital industry. The highest amount of venture capital funding occurred in the early to expansion stage companies. If you notice, from 2002 to 2011, sector-focused funds have outperformed generalist funds. And technology sector has outperformed the rest of the U.S. venture capital index. This is a very important graph to keep in mind. With early and expansion stage companies yielding the highest returns. Thus, NIN Ventures will invest in path-breaking, early to growth stage technology companies. We will not only provide adequate financing, but will lend our domain expertise and network of partners to help companies with recruitment, PR and marketing, and also draft a viable exit strategy. The strength of our team, the value of our network, and our funding model that's designed to reduce management costs creates this unique investment offering. Not only that, we also bring a fresh vision when it comes to technology investing. Like I mentioned, we will invest in the next big trends in technology. And here are a few examples of what we think are the next big trends in tech. For example, financial services technology, Bitcoin is an area of interest to us. 3D printing is an area of interest to us. Three D printing has been used for rapid prototyping and is being applied in a number of industries today, including manufacturing, automotive, consumer, aerospace and defense, and especially healthcare. As the accuracy and material markets have improved, the medical space shows great potential for this technology. With that in mind, we have now added Dr. Sunil Patel as a board advisor and venture partner. Dr. Patel is a multi-organ transplant surgeon with research interests in tissue engineering and 3D printable materials. He'll be responsible for spearheading our 3D printing investments at NIN Ventures. So who can invest in the fund? One must be an accredited investor and verify themselves as an accredited investor before they can invest with us. An accredited investor is an individual with an income of more than $200,000 per year or a joint income of $300,000 in each of the last 2 years, or has a net worth exceeding $1 million either individually or jointly with his or her spouse, excluding the primary residence. For an entity or a trust, total assets in excess of $5 million qualifies. There are multiple ways to verify if you are an accredited investor. For an individual, it's income, assets, or third-party verification. For an entity, it's assets and third-party verification. Credentials is our most preferred third-party verification method with a simple and confidential process at a click of a button. There are multiple ways of investing in NIN Ventures. The first one is using your checking account, defined benefit plan, self-directed IRA, and Bitcoin. When you use your checking account, it's as simple as making an online purchase where you provide your routing number, checking account information, along with the amount you wish to invest. A defined benefit plan is a retirement plan that can invest in a wide range of securities and investment products, including venture funds. Some of the advantages of investing from a defined benefit plan are all contributions made to the plan and subsequently invested are top-line tax deductible to the business, whether the business structure is a sole proprietorship, an LLC, LLP, PC, a C Corp, or even an S Corp. The investment growth is tax deferred under the umbrella of the defined benefit plan. The contributions might be significantly greater than the 401k plan to help increase the retirement saving account for the business owner. To invest in NIN Ventures using your defined benefit plan, you must first sign up on Nin.VC and verify that you are an accredited investor. Next step is establish a defined benefit plan with Robin Weingart & Associates. Once the plan is established and the contributions is calculated, Robin can help you with that. You can complete the subscription documents and payment process online at Nin.VC. We also let investors invest in our fund using other retirement plans, for example, self-directed IRA. Self-directed is a descriptive term that is used to describe how some IRA providers administer the assets they hold. With the self-directed IRA, the client controls what their IRA invests in. Self-directed IRAs allow investors to hold alternative assets within their tax-deferred retirement plan, such as private placements in venture capital. Like any IRA investment, a self-directed IRA has built-in tax-deferred growth, and thus an individual will not pay capital gain on the growth of the investment. The result will flow back to the self-directed IRA and will not be taxable to the account holder. A self-directed IRA allows for true diversification that is otherwise not achievable in a standard IRA portfolio. To invest in NIN Ventures using your self-directed IRA, you must first sign up on Nin.VC and verify you are an accredited investor. Next step is to establish an IRA account with the interest group. Once the plan is established, you can complete the subscription process and the payment process online at Nin.VC. Fourth option is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is emerging as a new form of alternative payment and a global currency. We at NIN Ventures understand the significance of this change and thus have teamed up with Snapcard to let Bitcoin owners tap into venture capital. We allow Bitcoin owners attain liquidity via Snapcard in return for investment in the NIN Ventures Technology QP Fund. 4 major reasons why one should invest their Bitcoin. Bitcoin instability. Bitcoin has declined almost 80% in value since its peak just over a year ago and still remains volatile. There are many vendors that accept Bitcoin and various places where one can accept Bitcoin, but NIN Ventures is a unique opportunity to invest and attain liquidity in a form of investment versus just spending it. Third is tap into the venture capital space and return on investment. To invest in NIN Ventures using Snapcard, one must first sign up on Nin.VC and again verify accreditation. The next step is to complete subscription documents and select payment with Snapcard. Given the daily fluctuations in Bitcoin pricing, the settlement price will be based on the date of the initial and final close of the fund. Let's go through the investment process step by step in detail. The very first thing, visit Nin.VC to sign up. Sign up is simple. First name, last name, email, password, and acknowledge you are an accredited investor. Once you sign up, you get access to our marketing materials, that is PPM, investor presentation, and other suggested reading. You also get invited to attend our calls and events like this. Fourth step, you can schedule a one-on-one meeting with us at our office or online via Skype. Once you decide to make an investment, accept the risk and disclosure statement that will explain what venture capital investment is. The next step is to verify accreditation. Once you verify accreditation, you will get access to the subscription documents, and you'll also need to fill out a W-9 form on Nin.VC. Last step is payment and is as simple as providing your checking or routing account number and the amount you wish to invest. Or you can always choose SnapCard. Please note that venture capital is a high-risk, high-reward investment vehicle, and we strongly recommend reviewing the other suggested readings on our website before making any investment decisions. On that note, we're open for questions. Please type your questions in the chat box, and I'll make sure I answer them all. There's a question, what is the recommended next step? I'm assuming what is the recommended next step after this follow-up call. I would highly recommend signing up on the website and getting access to our marketing materials, that is our investor presentation and PPM, and reading it carefully. And if needed, we can probably schedule a one-on-one meeting or an online Skype chat for further discussion. How can I schedule a one-on-one? You can either schedule a one-on-one by logging on to NIN.VC and requesting an in-office meeting or a Skype call, or you can always reach us at 312-953-0930, and someone will be able to assist you with that. Any other questions? Once again, thank you all for being on the call. Sign up on NIN.VC to begin your investment process, and feel free to reach us at contact@NIN.VC or 312-953-0930 to schedule a one-on-one meeting or with any questions and material requests. Have a wonderful day and happy investing.